ago. This severe thunderstorm warning is going to go until 1:30, which is another 13 minutes from now, and the storm is moving pretty quick in that north direction. It's expected to move to the northern part of this area, say up around the 101 in northern Phoenix and up around northern Scottsdale by around 1:30. So be prepared because this storm is on its way to you. And we also have a couple of isolated storms out around Surprise. There's a storm making its way toward the Lavine area as well. So you guys on the west side are also seeing some storms, but it's definitely the most intense and dangerous on the east side of the valley.
I just pulled this one up because you mentioned the 101. This is at Frank Lloyd Wright, but if you look to the south, I mean, look how dark and ominous the sky looks there. So this is just kind of gives you an indication of what's about to hit. Yep,
you can see the actual rain shaft of this storm kind of, you can see South Mountain.
Oh my
gosh.
Look at this.
All right, we need to make sure we're getting a time lapse of this.
Yeah, for sure. So this is a camera that's on top of the building, which is just adjacent to the stadium there, downtown Phoenix. This is looking to the northwest, and man, look at that. That is a brutal looking shaft of rain that is moving right over the downtown, especially that the eastern side of downtown. Yeah,
this storm is no joke. You know, there's even a tiny bit of rotation on this. I'm not gonna...
Crystal, our meteorologist, Crystal, she's on her way home. She lives over in the East Valley. She is texting me, I had to pull over. The storm was insane, so heavy and windy, like immediately ponding on the road. So that just shows how strong and hard this is coming down. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, this storm is bringing wind gusts in that 60 to 70 mile per hour range. Wow. You can kind of see that front edge of the rain. That's called the foot of the storm. So we have that rain, and you can see how fast this is moving. It is truly just swallowing up the city. Yeah, we're taking a live look here. Okay, this is Tempe.
That was the camera we were just looking at just a few minutes ago. Look, we got the windshield wiper going.
That's definitely necessary.
That rain is brutal.
Yeah, it looks like the visibility has improved just a little bit. I mean, it was down to 0 before as the storm was moving over this area. It looks like that it's actually lightening up there, and the storm, the heaviest part of it, is just about to move north of Tempe Beach Park.
Wow. I don't know if, Robert, you can pull up REM 5. I got another traffic cam that we can show. This is just a little bit farther south on the Loop 101. This is at Via de Ventura, and you can see just how strong that wind is coming down.
I really want to go tell them to take a time lapse.
Yeah. Go run.
I'm gonna go let them know really quick.
So this just gives you an indication. And a minute ago, we just talked to Crystal. She texted me. She just left the station on her way home into the East Valley, and she said that she actually had to pull over because the visibility was so bad because the rain was coming down, in her words, in buckets, and the visibility dropped to basically 0. So she, in order to be safe, pulled over onto the side of the road to let this storm pass. But you can see this is kind of just an indication of what we are going to be seeing for the rest of the afternoon as we continue to track this severe weather that is moving into portions of the valley at this hour.
Okay.
Look at that.
There it is.
This is just kind of enveloping portions of the valley already.
It is. Let's get a check on radar. Let you know who's going to be seeing this overhead really soon. So, okay, this is our current radar, and it shows that storm. I mean, it may not be that large, but it is packing a punch. 60 mile per hour wind gusts on this storm, and the potential for some small hail as well. So the leading edge of this heavy rain is coming up on Gainey Ranch, 101, Taliesin West. We are still looking pretty dry, believe it or not, throughout the North Mountains, but this is going to be moving slightly to the northwest and pushing toward the 51. So you guys should be prepared in the Arcadia area, all across, you know, Scottsdale's already seeing it, but Arcadia is going to be seeing it next. And this is going to end up pushing into North Scottsdale and
right along that north central Phoenix area as well, right?
Yeah.
You think that's going to continue to move that northwesterly direction?
It's hard to say. It really looks like it's moving straight north. It might stay right along and east of the 51.
Okay.
I would stay prepared if you are just west of the 51.
Oh, look. So this is that Tempe camera that we've been looking at. It came down in sheets just a few minutes ago, and now we're finally starting to see a little bit of clearing. But look, you can see downtown Phoenix off into the distance, but that other camera shows what's kind of on the other side of that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is a really intense storm. It's just swallowing up Scottsdale right now. This is from Phoenix. So Phoenix, you guys are actually going to be seeing some lighter rain pretty soon. Looks like we have some showers that are coming up right toward downtown, but okay, Via de Ventura, the 101. So we're seeing some pretty torrential rain there. Lots of water on the roadways.
Yeah, and this is what Crystal was just talking about, why she had to pull over just because the weather was so bad. I've also got a flight radar up right now on my other computer screen, and they were basically talking about, or showing rather, all of these planes that were expected to land at Phoenix Sky Harbor now kind of off into the distance, especially the southern, or rather the western side of the valley, kind of circling around waiting for this storm to pass. Crystal said she could do a quick phoner with us if you want. Do you have time to do a quick phoner with Crystal to talk about what happened when on her way to work?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll just print it up to my mic here. Hopefully she doesn't say something mean when she answers.
Where's the craziest spot for them to send a crew?
Hi, Crystal. We are live here. Can you just kind of walk us through what you were texting me about your drive home?
Sure, yeah. Well, so I saw the severe thunderstorm warning with you guys, and I knew it was going through the East Valley, so I decided to drive a bit until I knew I was starting to approach the storm. And I didn't get too far before I decided I wanted to pull off before it hit me because I didn't want to be on the highway when it was coming down. So I pulled off, and it was before I even got off like the 10 to the 60 area because of that. That's really where the storm was going through. But it started coming down as I was getting on the off ramp in just like sheets. It was so heavy. Tons of people were getting off, and the highway, almost immediately I could see the brake lights hitting. So it was really coming down. I'm still in the parking lot now that I pulled off into at a Quick Trip. But when it was coming down, your windshield wipers couldn't keep up with it.
Yeah.
I had it on my full blast, and it couldn't keep up with how heavy it was coming down. It was also very windy as it was rolling through. I mean, the rain was coming sideways as it rolled through. It's already stopped pretty much where I am. I think I've got like some light rain, but it really just coming down. Now where I'm sitting, I can see like the back side of it, and it's just black as it's rolling through, which you guys have been taking those cameras, of course, so you know how bad it is.
We've got that camera up right now, and you can see it starting to jostle a little bit in the downtown Phoenix area, indicating that it's getting pretty windy out there. Crystal, thank you for your insight. We appreciate it. Hopefully you make it home safe. You know what? You deserve like one of those hot dogs that's rotating at QT for all your hard work today.
Pass on that.
Gross.
All right.
No.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, Crystal. All right, well, yeah, I mean, they did just expire the severe thunderstorm warning for the Tempe area and for that area that Crystal's currently in along the 60. So now that severe thunderstorm warning will only be remaining in effect for Scottsdale and the eastern edge of Phoenix. Let's see if they extended this at all, because the timing, no, it's still just until 1:30, but you know, the storm still working to make it all the way there, and we've got about 5 minutes left on this warning, so they could easily end up extending this. But now this rain, just a bit ago, we were talking about it making its way toward Taliesin West. It's fully there, and it does look a little bit weaker out on that eastern edge of the storm. The heaviest rain that you're going to be finding is going to be right around Gainey Ranch and coming in over Camelback. Downtown Scottsdale still seeing some of that very intense rain, but it does look like the end of that rain is near. So it has ended, in the Tempe Beach Park area, which we're seeing here. It looks like you can kind of see North Mountain in the distance and how the rain is just east of there.
Yeah. But this just blows my mind, this image, to show how, look, you can see in the very top left, there's still some blue sky peeking out.
Yeah.
And then on the right, looking over farther to the east, man, it is just treacherous looking out there. Dangerous.
It really is. And you know, we don't want to forget you guys on the west side of town. I mean, it's not as serious out there, but we do have a storm out moving toward Glendale. So it's going to be pushing in. It's currently in the Tolleson area, pushing over I-10, and it's starting to move into the south side of Glendale. And that's going to be pushing into town here northward as we go through the next 10 minutes, these storms are moving very, very quickly. There's also another storm directly over Surprise, kind of pushing through the Sun City West area, and that's packing some heavy rain as well. But those storms are definitely more isolated. But we are going to be watching this storm here that's coming in south of Phoenix, because that could end up bringing a lot of heavy rain too. But here's the storm that we are primarily focused on, because this is causing the highest impacts. Again, we've got 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts possible. We have whiteout conditions due to the heavy downpours and the sheets of rain you can expect. It does look like that rain is coming up on the 51 right now.
Yeah, so if you're especially on that 101 and that 51, those are going to be the next two areas that you need to definitely be safe. All right, Erica, thank you.
Yeah, stay
you got
safe
your work
out there.
Cut out for you the rest of the night, don't you?
Yes.
All right.
That's perfect.
Welcome back. Okay, so Ty, he has worked a full day shift, but I thought that we needed to stay on for you guys because we still do have this severe weather, and more flash flood warnings have just gone into effect for the entire Scottsdale area and the eastern side of Phoenix. So we still do have some pretty serious weather to tell you about, and I want to make sure that everybody stays safe. So we just were issued this flash flood warning. You can see that red polygon there that extends from right around the 202 all the way up through the northern edge of the 101 into Scottsdale and North Phoenix. So what we're currently seeing with this flash flood warning is that flash flooding is ongoing or possible, especially for a couple of spots, and that's going to be the Salt River and Indian Bend Wash. Now, I kind of was mentioning this just about 10 minutes ago, how that last big storm, we ended up seeing flash flooding at Indian Bend Wash. It's those poor drainage areas that end up seeing some really high water when you have this torrential rain adding on top of their current stream flows. So this flash flood warning will be in effect until 4:30, and we could end up seeing more flash flooding possible all throughout central and north Scottsdale and Phoenix. Now, this storm is now getting to where that old severe thunderstorm warning was expiring, but as of now, they have reissued a new severe thunderstorm warning. This severe thunderstorm warning is going to extend from around north Phoenix and the kind of central north Scottsdale area, all the way up through Cave Creek, and it does make it all the way up north of Cave Creek, kind of closing in on Black Canyon City, all of that mountain terrain up there, and the lakes. So this storm, let's get a check on the timing on this. The severe thunderstorm warning is going to be in effect until 2:15, and this was issued for large hail, damaging wind, and continuous cloud to ground lightning that's currently happening with this storm. Move indoors immediately. Lightning is one of nature's leading killers. Okay, this is kind of the National Weather Service's message, their impact message. But torrential rainfall is occurring with this storm and may lead to flash flooding. That's why they have issued that flash flood warning across all of Scottsdale. But as this storm keeps pushing north through the severe thunderstorm warning area, it could end up leading to more flash flood warnings being issued in those spots. So here is that flash flood warning for us, and here's a look at Glendale actually, because this is not the only storm that we have making its way across the valley. It is definitely the most serious storm to tell you about, but there is a storm that's going to be moving into Glendale here pretty soon, and you can actually see that right here. That heavier rain is over La Terraza and Indian Springs, pushing up toward the 60. Just starting to see that rain intensify over central Glendale, but it's going to become more intense. You can see it's tracking to the north, maybe slightly northeast. And there's also a storm that is making its way north of Surprise, and this is going to be just on the eastern edge of Sun City West. This is actually going to be making its way over the 303 and just kind of sliding east of the Vistancia area as it makes its way toward, there you can see Lake Pleasant. You can hear that thunder in the studio. So another storm is actually coming in to downtown Phoenix at this time. This is the camera from downtown Phoenix looking toward the Scottsdale storm. And yeah, it's still looking really dark in that area, but at this time, we're now going to be focusing more on the storm that's moving into Phoenix. No severe thunderstorm warnings on this one right now, but it's already raining heavily in South Phoenix, the Levine area, and along the 202 near South Mountain. So this storm is going to keep tracking into downtown Phoenix, and just be prepared for that very heavy rainfall here pretty soon. It's going to be starting, and that storm is for sure going to be pushing up into central Phoenix and all up between the 17 and the 51, where you guys have stayed relatively dry so far. But I want to take a closer look at this other cell that we still do have the flash flood warnings for and the severe thunderstorm warnings for, because this one is a pretty bad storm, and we're seeing some really heavy rainfall. That's going to be over the 101. It's up along Cactus Road. It's really heavy all the way up to Bell Road and west to the 51. It's looking really heavy there as well. If you take a look further north of the 101, we're also seeing some extremely heavy rain that's coming down between Scottsdale Road and Pima Road as well. And this is even pushing north toward Pinnacle Peak and way out kind of toward those foothills of the McDowell Range. So,
Downtown.
Yep, here's a look at downtown. Definitely looks like the rain is starting to intensify here in downtown Phoenix. So we're actually in downtown Phoenix, and I can hear the rain on the roof, so it is definitely beginning. Now, there are some other storms to tell you about. Let me take a quick break from Phoenix. I want to tell you about Globe, because we've been seeing some really bad flash flooding in Globe. Last night, Globe was hit again by flash flooding, and you all know what happened there a few weeks ago. So there is definitely a chance that flash flood warnings could end up being issued in Globe. It does look like we've seen our first wave of heavy rain. It lightened up a little bit at this time, but there is a lot more rain that's stretching all the way south to the 177 near Kearney, and even kind of all the way down to the 79. So you guys probably have about an hour of rain that's moving directly your way in Globe. This is also coming down pretty heavily out over 60 and in the Superior area. And yesterday there was a closure along the 60 between Superior and Globe because of the heavy rain and the flash flooding. So that could certainly be possible again, just due to the heavy rain that's coming in with this large mass of storms pushing toward that area. If you are in Globe or you know anybody in Globe, be on high alert and be prepared to reach high ground because flash flooding is going to be possible here. If you take a look across the rest of the state, this is really it for now. So if you guys are up north in Flagstaff, if you're down south near Tucson, you know, there's not as much going on currently. There are some flood advisories down in the Tucson area, but as for the immediate heavy storms, those are all coming down right here over the valley and the Superstition Mountains. So here's a closer look. I just want to show you, there's Flagstaff, sitting pretty. No major issues. The wind is going to be a problem for you guys today. 45-mile-per-hour wind gusts are possible. You can see those trees really flying around up there in Flagstaff. But you guys do have a chance for all of this rain to move northward toward Flagstaff area as we go through this afternoon and evening. You're not in the clear from the rain activity, so just keep that in mind. But for now, you are all good. So let's take a look at radar because we do still have that very heavy storm. The severe thunderstorm warning, if you are just joining us, is currently in effect for North Scottsdale and North Phoenix until 2:15. So we have about 40 minutes or so, 45 minutes left on this severe thunderstorm warning. This is a severe thunderstorm warning issued because of large hail, damaging winds, dangerous cloud to ground lightning, and the torrential rain that's leading to zero visibility, which is also potentially causing some flash flooding. So that is possible near the roadways and through low-lying flood-prone areas along with drainage areas. Just make sure that you are staying out of those for the rest of the evening. Yes, the rest of the evening. I know the severe thunderstorm warning and the flash flood warning may not last all the way through tonight, but you can never be too safe. So avoid the walk there today and just stay in a safer spot, do the walk at the gym, things like that. You can still see a lot of water on the roadways there at Via de Ventura, but believe it or not, the rain has been done there for a while. So this storm did pass through that area. It shows you that these impacts will be kind of longer lasting. We do still have the flash flood warning that is in effect for the entire Scottsdale area until 4:30. Now, this is mainly for the Salt River and for the Indian Bend Wash. However, there is the possibility for flash flooding in other areas like the Green Belts, along with the canals, places like that. So if you can avoid those areas, that would be the best thing to do. This includes the 101 all the way up north to the northern edge of the 101 and pretty much along the 51. So East Phoenix, the Arcadia area, all the way up to Paradise Valley and North Phoenix. You guys are all under this flash flood warning. We also have the flash flood warning that's further south, and that was from this storm as well. That still includes the Tempe area, Mesa, and parts of Chandler, along with Ahwatukee, and this is until 4:15. This is also for the same type of flooding because of the extremely heavy rain. Be on alert and never drive through flooded roadways. So at least until 4 to 4:30, the next 3 hours, we have all these flash flood warnings in effect. Now you can see that storm is now starting to mainly push north of the 101. So those of you guys south of the 101, you're almost going to see that rain lightening up a bit. The heaviest of that severe thunderstorm is starting to move north of the 101 through North Scottsdale. And for those of you guys in Cave Creek, this storm is heading in your direction next. So be prepared for the whiteout of rain, the torrential sheets of rain that are going to be coming down along with 60-mile-per-hour winds and hail. That's heading in your direction. You may have noticed if you are in Phoenix, Glendale, that the rain has intensified. Well, we still do have some storms. Now, these are not severe at this time. We'll keep you updated if they do become severe. Here's the downtown camera. You can see the rain that's flying. Now, yeah, so far, this is nothing like that severe thunderstorm that we saw move through East well, east of Phoenix, Scottsdale, that whole area. We are seeing some moderate rainfall with this one. Moderate rain pushing right through downtown Phoenix, and it's actually starting to rain throughout central Phoenix as well. And this storm is pushing northward.
Okay.
It does look.
Our parking lot.
Oh, there we are. They're at the parking lot. The rain is coming down. And just to give you an idea, I'll just show you where our station is. It's right in this box here. So the reds, the oranges, they're overhead. Doesn't look like it's as intense as the severe thunderstorm that was making its way through Scottsdale. But nonetheless, we still do have more rain to come that's coming in from South Phoenix and Levine. So be prepared for that. Grab your umbrellas, you will need them. There's another storm that is further north, making its way just east of Estancia, and that's along the 303. So we definitely have a lot going on here. Now, we're going to be keeping our eye on Globe, all of the rain that's coming down there. I would say there's a decent chance that could cause some flash flooding. So if you are in Globe, know anybody in Globe, let them know. Yes, there's a chance for that flash flooding, even though there are no warnings just yet. And again, we're going to be tracking all of this. We're going to take a quick break for right now, but stay safe if you are in North Scottsdale. The storm is heading your way.